Every spell has a spell level, and generally the higher the spell level is, the stronger the spell is. In Baldur's Gate 3, cantrips are not given a spell level, but in D&D 5th edition they're actually spell level 0. Before a character can use a spell, they have to either know or prepare a spell first. Some classes, bards, rangers, sorcerers, warlocks, and the subclasses arcane tricksters and eldritch knights, know a limited number of spells that are always ready to be cast. The other classes can prepare a number of spells based on their level and spellcasting modifier. So this cleric, for example, is level 5, has a spellcasting modifier of +4, and so can prepare 9 spells. To cast a spell that isn't a cantrip, you need to use a spell slot, and each character has a limited number of spell slots. The number of spell slots you have is displayed towards the bottom of your screen, and it is also in the spellbook window, which you can open up by pressing K. All classes replenish the spell slots after a long rest, and warlocks also replenish their spell slots after a short rest. So to cast a level 1 spell, you need to use a level 1 spell slot. And to cast a level 2 spell, you have to use a level 2 spell slot, and so on. It is also possible to cast a spell using a higher level spell slot than the spell level. So for example, Guiding Bolt was a level 1 spell, but I can use a level 3 spell slot, and some spells gain an extra effect, such as Guiding Bolt does extra damage, but some others do not gain any extra effects using a higher level spell slot. Please bear in mind you can only cast spells if you are wearing armor you're proficient with. Here Will is actually proficient with medium armor because I took the relevant feats, but if I put on some heavy armor, all of his spells are blanked out and he cannot cast spells anymore. All the other information about the spell is in this information box, so please do take the time to read it, and you can press T to make sure it stays on the screen. So we're given the following information. We've got the casting time, which can be an action, bonus action, or reaction. We don't currently have ritual casting in the game at the making of this video. However, my guess is that if a spell is a ritual spell, we could cast it outside of combat without using a spell slot. So we're given the range, in this case 60 feet. The default unit of measurement for distance is meters in the game, but you can change it to feet if that's what you're more comfortable with. We are given the duration if there is one. For example here, Bless is 10 turns. Also told if concentration is required. I will cover concentration in a moment. The area if it's applicable, so in this case 30 feet for Bless, but not all spells have an area, such as Scorching Ray doesn't. And lastly, whether the spell requires an attack roll or a saving throw. So this here says attack roll, but Fireball, for example, is a saving throw. I've already covered attack rolls in another video, so I will not cover them now. However, saving throws definitely deserve an explanation here. So if a spell requires the target to make a saving throw, it means the target will roll a d20, add any relevant modifiers from proficiency or ability score, and see if it beats your spell save DC. The ability used to defend against the spell is shown in the spell's description, so this one here says Dex save, for example. And your spell save DC is calculated by the following, which is given in the game, of 8 is the base, plus the spellcasting ability modifier, plus your proficiency bonus. Some spells do nothing if they are resisted. Others, usually damaging spells, will still do something, often doing half damage. So here it says on save, targets still take half damage. Let's see this in action. So we can see this person succeeded their saving throw because their combined total after the roll was 21. However, this person failed, theirs was only 7, so they took the full brunt of the damage. Lastly, I do need to explain what concentration is. So to keep some spells going, such as Web here, your character needs to concentrate on casting them and keeping them going. And just like in real life, concentration can be broken. So if I cast this, things that can break concentration are taking damage, casting another spell which requires concentration, or being incapacitated, which the making of this video includes falling prone. When you take damage, your character will make a Constitution saving throw, and the passing DC is either 10 or half the damage taken, whichever one is the higher value. So aside from hit points, this is why having a decent Constitution score is important for spellcasters. So Gale there succeeded on his Constitution saving throw. So the game doesn't tell us currently what the passing DC of the Constitution saving throw for concentration is. In fact, it calls it a concentration saving throw. But since he only took 5 damage, it would have been 10. Of course, there is often more to any particular topic than what I've just shown. I tried to have a quick, brief overview. Let me know if it's been helpful, and if there is another topic you want me to cover. If you made it this far, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.